Hello everyone, in this video we'll explore creating a hydraulic plumbing system in ArchiCAD for your bathroom projects. Why should you bother with hydraulic plumbing in ArchiCAD? Well, it serves multiple purposes. You can do it for your project quantifying and costing, energy simulation, or for your construction efficiency. Whether you are a beginner or an expert, this video unlocks the power of hydraulic plumbing in ArchiCAD for you. Let's get started. Okay, I have a bathroom layout here that we're going to use for this demonstration. If you want to follow along with this tutorial, check the link in the description to get this file. So I can see here we have some parts that are missing. By seeing all these black spots, it indicates there's a library that is missing. So if you select one of this, you would see it's coming from ArchiCAD version 24, or it's a library that is coming from ArchiCAD version 24. I'm currently using ArchiCAD 25. To fix this kind of issue, let's go to File and open the Library Manager from Libraries and Objects. So from here, there are a couple of ways of doing this or addressing this kind of a situation. The other one is to add a migration library. To be in particular, we're going to add 24 because all these elements that are missing are coming from version 24. Another way is to migrate these libraries to address the situation. So let's just click on migrate, and then I would hit migrate on this window. So once you're done, we can go ahead and hit OK to apply your changes. So it will take a bit of time, just a second, to update and load this elements. As you can see, we have our elements back. Now the next step is to analyze the system, the hydraulic system that I'm going to create here. So we have components. Our system is being divided into components. These are we have a bathtub here. It's more like a freestanding bathtub. We're going to provide a floor freestanding mixture to it, and that is another component that we're adding for our hydraulic system. And then we have the shower tap at the corner here. Down below here is the vanity basin. At the corner there we have the water closet. So that concludes or completes our system. So one important thing is to understand how the system functions. It has to have the source and then the end which is going to be the user, where this system will be complete. So we're going to address or approach this or the entire exercise in that manner. So let's get started. Basically, the system is just a distribution of cold and hot water to these components. That's what we're going to look at here. I've prepared a library that will ease up this kind of exercise. So I would go to File and open the Library Manager from Libraries and Objects. And then here I'm going to add the library and locate it from the folder. Check the link in the description to get this library in order for you to follow along with this tutorial. It's on our Patreon membership, so you have to subscribe for our Patreon membership platform in order for you to access this library. So I would select it and then choose. Let's hit OK to load it, and it will give it a second for it to load. Once we're done with this, we need to now change our profile into MAP profile, which is the feature that came with the version 24, and it came as a built-in feature. Now you don't have to install this as a standalone tools as it used to be in previous versions. So I'm going to go to options and then work environment, apply profile to load the MAP engineering profile 25, depending on the version you are using. I'm going to click this one. Right, so now I have tools of different tools for MAP. As you could see, we have ductwork, we have list of all the ducting tools, we have pipework tools. As you can see, under this section we have equipment tool, piping line, pipe fittings tools, and so forth. So let's just collapse that. We have also cabling tools as well. So we still have 2D 2D tools, as you can see here, your document tools, your lines for sketching and or drafting. And then also the views, which are important in this kind of exercise. So this is the MAP routing. It's one of the features that we're going to use. Not always we're going to use the routing, but I'm going to show you where it's necessary or where it's important to use routing, and then where it's not. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's come up with a draft or a sketch that our system will be based on. I'm going to use 2D tools for this kind of exercise. So I'm going to go here under documents and then activate the line tool, the polyline tool. So in the geometry method, I'm going to activate or use the polygonal geometry. So from there, I'm going to start with this basin, and I'm going to identify, we have 2 points here, the connection 2 points for our hydraulic system. So if I select this, let me just select the basin first and then open its settings, and under the connections, so because it's an MAP equipment, you'd have 2 connections for cold water connection and hot water connection. So that's the important thing that we need to understand. So you could also even identify which one is it cold water based on this 2D image. So if you say hot water, oh, it's not showing. There's nothing that I thought. There are some objects that will indicate which side is that. This one, it doesn't show. Okay, so but it's fine. I'll assume, but generally, normally, the cold water is on the right, and then hot water is on the left. Let me show guys in the comment section. Let me know how do you understand this. But just being a user, we normally have cold water on the right hand side, and then hot water on the left side. So I'm going to activate, like I said, the polyline, and then let's start with the cold water supply. I'll just use a different pen set that will represent that, which is color blue, and then I will start with this point. Let's just draw to the edge of the wall. It's going to run on the surface of the wall from the outside, like that. So I'm going to draw it all the way to the toilet tub. Perfect. That's how it is. I'm going to select this line and offset by 50, just by 50, like that. And then I'm going to also indicate or add some connection or some supply to other equipments, like for the shower tap and then the bath tap. For the bath tap, because it's a freestanding component, let's just appreciate it on 3D. So if we check on 3D, this is how we have this is the system or setup of our thing. So we're going to have a floor facade or a floor bathtub mixer here, and then I think let's just do that quickly. I will come here under pipe work and activate pipe fittings, and then if you open this object settings, I have a linked library. Remember, we've loaded this library, MAP hydraulic plumbing parts. Let's select that. If you scroll down here, you should see, okay, I think I've selected a different, I've selected a different tool. I should have selected the, no, it's fine. Here's the floor mounted bath facet. Okay, so there are other parts that I'm not on this tool. So if I select for example, if I select equipment tool, it will give me different tools under the same folder. As you would see, we have the water tank or water heater tank, we have the pressure gauge. So that's basically what I wanted to allude to you. So if I go back to pipe fittings and open its settings, what I need is the floor mounted bath mixer. That's the component that I want to load, and then hit OK. Let's place it here. I'm going to select it, raise it about 50. Let's see, yeah, 50, it's perfect. I'm going to open its settings and override the color, the surface, Let's override the model surface to something like stainless steel. Let's find steel. Yeah, this one. Hit OK. Yeah, I need to rotate it. I can rotate it in 3D here. Let's just do this. Rotate it in order for it to face the side. It needs to be close a bit. Control D in your keyboard and then drag it right next to the bathroom. Oh, that's too much. Control D again, move it back. I think this is the perfect position. Right, we have 2 points here for both cold and hot water supply. So if you check the let me just isolate this by hitting F5 or right click, then say show selection in 3D. So if I to orbit this at the bottom, you see we have 2 points, and then if you open the settings of this object under the custom settings, we have connections feature. In connections feature, it will give you all the 2 points for both hot and cold water connection. Okay, that's very key. Let me hit OK and unisolate. Let's unisolate by showing all. Perfect. All right, so now let's go back to our draft and complete that. So I'm going to pick the parameter by Alt in your keyboard and then click on this line. I have another cold water supply to the shower tab. I'll just draft it that way. Here it's hot water. I'm just gonna select this and then change it to color red. Here we have both again cold and hot water for this element for the facade. I'm just gonna draw over like that. Change this to color red, and oh, we need to fix this issue. I'll just pick this line and then offset the edge, align it to that. So let's again draw a line from the hot water connection point, set this line to be red like that. Okay, so good. Well, good. We need now to have because it will be silly for me to draw another line for cold water for hot water along this line, because normally they are stacked on top of each other. So in 3D, in view like this, you won't see the underneath line. So I'm just using this as a guide to go ahead. Our sketch is almost complete. So what we need to do is to indicate the source. There are 2 sources. We have to have the water tank and then the water meter here from the main supply or the main connection. So I'm going to activate the equipment tool, open its settings, and find or go back to the same folder there, MAP hydraulic plumbing parts. Let's select the water tank. You can come here and customize the features, but let's go back to the custom settings. You see we have connections there. We have 2 connections, the inlet and outlet. The inlet obviously is for cold water supply, and then the outlet is hot water coming out to the bathroom space. So I'll hit OK and then place it here. So I'm going to rotate it. Let's select it and Control E to rotate it. I'm gonna pick it from the center and then rotate it along to this direction. I'm very interested on these points because they're the ones supposed to connect to the whole system. So I'm going to Control D again in your keyboard to drag it right on the edge of the wall. It's going to be wall mounted. So if we check on 3D, boom, this is what we have. Let's select it and then set it up around 980 to this height. This elevation is good. Oh, sorry about that. let's go back to our floor plan view, and then we need to place the water meter here. For the water meter, I'm going to use a pipe inline tool. If we click on it and then open its settings, so from the default MAP library, we have let me just show you what we have there. We have water meters. This is the water meter that we have. So you could see the ones that I've prepared for you is well much better than what we have in the library. So same to the water meter, we have connections, connection 1 and connection 2, because it has to be in and outside. So I'm going to hit OK and then place it somewhere here. It's going to be located somewhere here, and then let's rotate it, Control E, and rotate it vertical to there. So I'm going to align it maybe somewhere there. So basically there will be a supply coming from the meter, so I'm just going to draw a line to there. Okay, let's complete our system. So but obviously what's remaining is the actual system, actual modeling of the MAP. Okay, so in order for us to start modeling this, but beware, I think if you check on 3D, that the meter is positioned at an elevation that you cannot see it. Let's select it and then say maybe 400. Check on 3D. Yes, there it is. Perfect. All right, let's go back to our current view and start the actual work. We have different tools. Like I said, I'm going to use an MAP routing where it's necessary, and then use also manual modeling where it's necessary. I'll show you the pros and cons of it so that you understand areas where the two approach is applicable. So I'll start by setting up the system or the preference, the systems that I'm going to use. So if we come here on the top of your interface, there's MAP systems. So let's click on this icon and then bring it here. By default, these are the systems that comes with a template. So I'm going to create a new system called water supply. Cold water supply, enter, and then I'll have the control line to be blue. Same applies to, let's just have everything blue. Okay, this one I'll leave it at black, and the surface also, let's find something blue. Yeah, and then we create another one for, let's say, hot water supply, then hit OK. Perfect. We have two systems we've created. I think for hot water, let's change this to red. Let's make it interesting. And then this also is going to change to red. Hit OK. Perfect. Another thing that we need to also look at is because we're gonna work under pipe work. This is just pipe work activity. We need to set the dimension or the diameter of our piping. Obviously from the main supply is going to be a different diameter than what's on the house. So normally that's how the situation is. So I'm gonna start around 21, which is going to be the from before the meter and to the meter. Once it take off from the meter, is going to change the size, and we're going to use a tool called transitional size or transitional tool to achieve that. So another thing is that I want us to check is go to options and then project preferences, MAP preferences. If you click here, you would see we have standard bend angles that we can use, but I want to add 5 degrees. I want to add 10 degrees as well here, and then yes, I think everything is set. I can hit OK. So once we're done with those settings, we can start doing our routing. So the most important thing is to understand on 3D, this is coming from there and then blah blah. We need to understand the heights of your components you are connecting to or you are routing into. So for example, if you measure, for example, the height of this element, let's select it. I'll hit M in your keyboard to load or activate the measure tool. So I will measure from this point going to 0 is 400, right? So when you are starting routing, so we're going to project it from 400. So just load that for that, and then I will go back to ground floor. Let's start our system, but I would start by having this line first, and then I will separate the components according to their system, and then focus on each component and try to do the model work before we can connect it to the main supply. So it's important to break down and divide your system into sub-components, more specifically if you are new to the ArchiCAD, so you need to have a better way of handling that. So I'm going to start the routing from the supply. I can just say in 3D here, then let's zoom in next to this. Okay, start routing, and I'm going to select this, then I'll go around maybe 100. I'll hit enter, then I'll go down by using a construction method of up and down, and then I'll indicate the height that I want to go down with. I think let's go for negative 150, then hit enter. Oh, there's a little bit of a problem here because the bend angle that we've specified here is not going to allow us to bend it around 100 millimeters. So that's one of the important things, guys, you need to understand. It will frustrate you if you are new to MEP because you don't know why it's refusing to continue with your routing. So I'll hit escape and then come here under routing options. Before you have to check this window before and during the routing process. You see here we have an insulation of 30 millimeters thickness, which is ridiculously placed. I would uncheck that, and then the transition rule I would say before bend. Okay, and then bend radius always is, I would just use always by element settings. So let's start our routing. We're gonna start from 400, right? And then make sure the system, wow, we've created those systems, they're not appearing. Our system has to appear here. I don't know why they're not showing. So if we go back to the MEP systems, but here they show they are active under cable tray. We're supposed to activate them under the pipe work. So I'll select both of this and then make sure they are active here. Hit OK. Perfect. So I'm gonna start my routing. MEP system has to be cold water. Then make sure the options are in place. Then let's start routing. Okay, so I'm going to start all over from here and then click maybe there. I can change the direction, going down to somewhere. I can key in if I want, maybe negative 200. Oh, vertical. So you have to keep on checking. Like I said, during and after, you have to change or check this if you are in the right routing option. And then let's just leave it there, and then I can just say finish routing. This is what we have. You see our bending angle is very huge. So what I can do is to select this and then open settings, and then if you come here, you see we have bending radius of 150. which is ridiculous. Let's reduce this to maybe 40. 40, is it fine? Or I think for small pipes like this, we could go all the way to maybe 20. Okay, I'll pick parameters of this like that. Then let's delete the system and start all over again. Make sure we start at 400 and the diameter should be 21. Okay, then I'll start routing. Start from this point, go all the way, go down, click to go down here, and then you can finish routing. Perfect. Now we have this. You see, you should take the color of our system. The mistake that I made is not to check the MEP system while I'm in the process of routing. So I will start all over again. Let's start all over again. I'm gonna start at 400 height, and I will start routing. And while I'm active in routing, make sure the system is being checked there. Then let's do that. I'm gonna go down by almost the size. Let's finish routing. I don't know why it's refusing to do the thing. Maybe I should, you see now, because this is not the color of the system, it's not on the system. Let's undo again, start around 400, start routing, and I'll click to start. And then whilst I'm still in this process, I would change this to cold water supply, and then let's drop it down by, we can say 300 is fine. Finish routing. Perfect. You see, now the tricky part is you have to change the system while you are in the process of routing. That's the catch there. Okay, so you could also apply the flanging to your elements. For example, by selecting this and then open its settings, let's say connections, we want to change the connection type to the flanged. Under flanged, what we need to do is to understand this flange dimensions. So we'd have the diameter of our pipe is 17. It's supposed to be 21, right? And then from 21, okay, let's just leave it at 17. Let's just leave it at 17. And we're supposed to have B bigger than A, so B is going to be 21, and it is going to create something like this in this preview. Let's hit OK to apply the changes. You see, we have now our flange. Okay, perfect. So now normally before and after the meter, you will have a stopcock or a stop valve here. So in order for me to place a stop valve, what I would do is to select this and then make sure the suspend group is active so that you ungroup that. I will select this line pipe, then delete it. I can pick parameters of this one, and then I would click here to place that pipe. I don't know why it's not picking parameters of this. Let's just inject it and see. All right, I will have to select it and manually change the system to be cold water supply. It should change. Okay, that's what I want. For navigation purposes, guys, if you want to orbit or rotate in your model, you have to select something in order for it to rotate smoothly like this. So what I need to do here is to add a stop valve. To do that, I'm going to go to pipe fittings tool and then open its settings. What I need here under the MAP hydraulic plumbing parts is to find a gate valve. So I'll use this one. That will be the valve that I'll use. Check here on the connections and set the system to be cold water supply. So it has connections as well, connection A and B, which is these two sides. So if you check on a plane view, if you change to B, yes, you could see it indicate where is B, where is A, by drawing a triangle. Okay, so let's hit OK. And then I'm going to click on the, you have to click, oh sorry about that, you have to click on the point of your pipe in order for it to snap. Okay, so I don't know why it's been rotated. How can we rotate this? I'll rotate it on 3D. No. Okay, let me delete it first before I place it here. What I need to do is to just place it there. Yeah, I can maybe rotate it, Control E. Let's rotate it 90 degrees, and I can pick it from the point, Control D, then place it here and place it there. Okay, so I think the pipe dimensions very small. I need to change this to 29, or change, do I have a stop valve that is smaller than that? Yes, I have too many stop valves here, but that one should work. So normally we have, this is for 21, so I can come here and change the size of the pipe. Let's go to the connection, set it to 21. Yes, something like that. And I could delete these ones. Let me delete these ones. Then we have something like this. I will start another routing from the stop valve going down and then bend it all over. So let's go again and set this to be 25, 400. Start routine. If you click the first point of your system, keep on checking if it didn't change the system there. Then I can just go down here to that, then finish. I didn't put flanging, so I could just select it, or I could use a feature called select connected MAP elements, and then I just select it from there. It will select all the connected elements. You see, that means there is no connection between this. We should find what is the problem. But before we do that, let's select this one and then open its settings. I want to flange it. Let's make it flanged. B supposed to be, okay, this is supposed to be 25. And then if this is 25, this is going to be 30, which is B. And then hit OK. Something like this. Right, I'm going to change also for the bend. Let's go to connections, set the diameter to be 25. All right, now you have a clean, nice stop valve and then the meter from the main connection. So it looks great. Now I could see, like I was saying, if you use this tool to check all the connected elements, that's how you can analyze your, okay, let me do it again. Let me see this. I don't know why this one is not connecting with this, because it was made of routine. But anyway, it's fine. So now I need to continue from this point and supply my spaces. So I'll just have a provision here of a routing that will start at 25. I'll show you how to now to do a transition, because from the meter we're gonna do a transition of the sizes of pipe sizes. So coming from 25 and set this to be 400, start routing. I'll pick this point and then go all the way maybe to yeah, you see now you have to always check if the system is active. So I need to make sure it's that maybe here. Normally you would have something here, then let's drop it down by that much, then go all the way to there. I could decide to change. I don't know why it didn't change. So okay, let's start all over again. There's a problem here. Let's start around 25, and then keep in mind, let's keep our eyes on this value if it keeps on changing. So I'll set this to be 400, and then if you say start routing, if you pick the first point, yes, it changed. So we're gonna start our routing at 25, right? And then the system is going to be cold water supply. There's a problem that I did. Okay, let's just start all over again. Start routine. There we go. I'll go this direction. No, sorry, of 25. I'll go with 25. Then wow, there's an issue here because the water meter outlet is not the same dimensions with the pipe that I'm trying to propose here. So if you hit back, then let's select this and open its settings, and under the connections, the diameter of this should be 25 for connection 1 and connection 2. Same as connection, right? Yes, because they are both the same. I would have to say connection 2 has to be the same as connection 1, then hit OK. So yeah, you would see this little bit of a thing. So let's now start our routing, and then I'm gonna pick this point, right, and change the system to be cold water supply, and then we go all the way down. Let's go down. As we're going down, we're going to transition between 25 to 17. Okay, it doesn't give us that option. Okay, let's say 25 and see. Yeah, it works on 25. I don't know why it doesn't want to transition, but anyway, let's just do it here. Maybe we can transition going this. I'll click that this point, and then let's see if we can transition from 25. No, it doesn't work. So I'll just, oh, there we go. We can, yeah, I can click that. I can see a transition between 25 to 17. Let's hit finish routing. Perfect. We have our transition here. I think it's too long. I can unsuspend group or ungroup, then select the transition pipe. Then let's change the length of it to 50. I'm gonna make it 50. Yeah, something like this. Let's make it 50, something like that. Then select the entire system. Let's select the entire system. Oh no, I just want to select only the pipes because I want to add a flange to them. So go to connections. Let's change this to flange. B is supposed to be 30 in order for it to add depth. Then okay. Something like that. It looks great. Perfect. I'm impressed with the results so far. Perfect. We have the water main connection or supply. All right, now we're going to run the system before connecting to the connection point. So to move ahead, we need to provide a provision for pipes around the components, both for cold and hot water, and then we're going to connect them to the source or to the two sources. So let's do that. I'm going to start with the water, the hot water supply from the basin going all the way around to the water closet. So I'm going to come here, then set this. I'm going to start it around 500 or 50, sorry, and then start routing. I'm going to pick it from here, this corner there, but like I said, keep your eye on the system if it didn't change. So in this case it changed, so I'll switch it off to cold water. Then I can run quickly from there to there. I can finish routing. Perfect. I need to do it for this one. Is in hot water. It's fine. Let's undo. Start routine. If you pick the first point, you have to go back again and confirm the system that you are running. So in this case, it should be fine. Let's just quickly do that. Finish routine. Perfect. It's great. So I'm gonna do for hot water. For hot water again, I'm going to start from here. Oh, sorry. But start routine, then pick the first point, change the system to hot water, and then it's going to go all the way like that from this point. Oh, we don't have hot water for the water closet. I don't know why I'm going all the way to that. I'll hit escape. Oh, let's hit escape and start our routine again. I'm gonna start it above by 150 or maybe 100. Okay, and then start from this side. Oh, sorry. This window is popping out because I've clicked on this pipe, so it will pick the pipe and decide what kind of jointing do you want to create for the pipe. So I just click it by mistake. Let's hit cancel. So I'm going to click outside the pipe somewhere here, and then I would find this line, and then I can quickly draw the hot water somewhere there. I've repeated the mistake again. There's no hot water for the closet. I'm just gonna finish it here, and then I'll delete. Let me delete. I have to do it on 3D, right? Let's select this, suspend groups, and then I'm going to delete this and then take this point all the way to there, because it has to service this facet. And I'm going to prepare for the joint between the facet and this line. So I'm going to come here. Maybe let's try to run a routine from there. Okay, I'm going to pick a parameter of a bend, then I'll click there, then I'll indicate the direction of the bend. It will be something like that. So I'm going to change the system to be hot water. Yeah, something like that. And then from here I'll run a, where is it bending? Okay, the angle, I need to fix the angle of that bend. This can be achieved doing it on on plane view. You should be able to see it. Okay, there we go. I'll rotate, Control E, and rotate it to this direction. Perfect. So we can now run another routing from here to there. Let's see, we're gonna have a challenge. We're gonna have a challenge to join it right here because of this pipe. So I'm going to select this one and then stretch it all the way to somewhere there, and this one I'm going to run a routine from here, go in this direction. Let's drop it down. Wow, what happened? Okay, let's start all over again. Start a routine from here, going all the way there. Let's drop it down to this level, then I would finish. So obviously we need to stretch this one to that side. Then we need also to bend. I'll pick parameters of this bend and then orbit. Click this point, indicate the direction of the bend to the side. Right. I think I would also need to adjust. We need to adjust the height of these pipes. Control D, pick from the point and then boom, connect them. Okay, you'd see if they're connected by selecting all the items that you are trying to connect to. So there you know the system is working. So in this case, I'm going to pick this point and pick the parameters of this pipe and then place it here. Oh, they are not straight. Okay, but it's fine. I can select it, open settings, and set the height to be, the length of it to be 50. And again, I don't want to see the flanging on it, but it's still fine. Let's just bring it down to this level, and then we should take with the bend and position it. I'm going to Control D in your keyboard and move it right on the point, or I can just put it aside like that and then reselect them again and use this point to place it on this point. It will snap the element, as you could see, for both sides. So I think this side is not complete as well, so I'm going to select this and then stretch it by using a stretch mode to the, it will snap it. Perfect. I'm impressed with the results already. So that's basically how you avoid pipe clashing. So you can have this. Also, I would love to have a stop valve for this element in case we have a leakage somewhere on the system. We don't have to close the entire hot water supply. So I would have a a valve here. I'll have a valve there, so but it has to be in line with the height of the slab. So if I Control L and then bring all the elements, because I've hidden the layer for structural bearing, let's do that. So in 3D you won't see because of it's being buried on a slab. You need to find on a slab, but I wanted to have a stopcock somewhere here. So I need to cut a section in order for me to work clearly and see. I'll cut my Q, a 3D section. Let's just my Q this area there, and let's F5 in your keyboard to isolate this. Okay, so I see this, it's almost at this level. This is 50. This was supposed to be at 100. Oh, let me drop it down to 50. I said 50. Okay. seems to be a problem here. Let's just leave it there. Okay, so let me scroll. All right, click and then say show all in 3D. I think let me continue with the rest of the thing. I will show you how to add a stopcock again. Yeah, I don't want to make this video long. So basically that's what we have in terms of this. I can hide the layer for our wall. Okay, so we'll need other connections. For example, for the shower is going to be very simple. I'm going to start routine, start on this pipe. I'm going to start routine for hot water. We said hot water is always on the left, right? So I'm going to start from this point. This is I need to pick first the height of this level. So I'm going to hit M in your keyboard and then measure from the point to the ground level story. It's around 1.1, so I have to key in 1.1 there. Then start routine, start from there, going down. Okay, we'll go out a bit and then inline it with this pipe, right? Click there, then drop it down and select that pipe. It will give you options for the connection. So in this case, I'm going to use pipe takeoff 25. Then hit OK and then indicate the direction. It has to be this direction. Perfect. I don't know why it's doing this kind of a connection. It's funny. Let's undo and start all over again. Start with the height, which is going to be 1.1. Start routine. I'll pick it from there and let's align it with this pipe. Go down by using this and then I'll click that. Instead of let's go for pipe takeoff 5. Instead of indicating the direction to be on horizontal, it's supposed to be vertical. Wow, I've picked the wrong pipe. I picked the cold water system. So let's redo it again. Start routine. 1.1 is the height. Then from there, let's align it. So drop it down. This time around, be careful with the pipe that you are selecting. Yes, it's this one. Okay, I'm going to indicate the direction to be vertical, something like that. All right, so I'll do the same to the cold water. I'll start routine. Then it's the same height, which is 1.1. Let's pick this point, then align it with the pipes. Drop it down. Make sure you zoom in so that you can select the pipe. I'm going to do the same kind of connection and then choose vertical. All right. Oh my God, I forgot to change the system. Let's undo. Set this to 1.1. Start routine. Pick the point. Go back to the MAP system and change this to be cold water and restrict it to horizontal and align it with the pipe. Then let's drop it down. Make sure you zoom in so that you can select the appropriate pipe. Pipe takeoff 25, hit OK, and then the joining angle or direction has to be vertical, something like that. So you could see clearly we have an issue here for the connection of this. So I'll show you how you can solve this problem. I could select this pipe, right? I could select this pipe and maybe delete this bend. Then I can bring it all the way to here. I can measure the height of this, which is 100. I'm going to key in 100 there. Then start routing. Start with this pipe. Change, yes, I think I'll come somewhere here and then change the direction to there. Why is not changing? Okay, let's undo. Start routing again. Pick this point. Go this direction. I don't know why it refuses to bend. Maybe it's because of this distance is too small for it to bend. I can just say finish routing and then fix it manually. So I could pick this bend, then click on this point and then indicate the direction of the bend. But I can just delete even the straight line and select this bend and then connect it with another bend. Basically, that's how you can connect that. And then I can start running routine from here. And then maybe somewhere there I can go back to line with this pipe. Make sure it's straight. I don't know how you can, yeah, I think this is the center line. And then I can go all the way to here and then join it there. Cannot connect due to geometrical inconsistency. There might be a problem here because of the line. So I'll just hit OK. I don't know what's the problem. I can just finish routing there. Perfect. So this is how you avoid clashing of the pipe in this kind of situations. So yeah, perfect. We have now the shower being connected. What you can do is to connect the water tank or the water heater to the system in order for it to be successful. So I'm going to start by orbiting here. Obviously where are the 2 points? Let's drop down this maybe to just 900. Yes, we have 2 points. We have the bottom point is obviously for the supply. Is it? No, it's for the bottom point is for the hot water, and then the top is for the supply. So I'm going to start with the supply. Let's start routing and pick this point, then change the system to the cold water. Yeah, I'm going to maybe bend it somewhere there. Then I'm going to go this direction. Can I be able to see? Let me just right. You know what? Let me start from the pipe itself, right? So I would say start. Make sure the diameter is 17. Then pick it from let's pick it from here, and then choose the connection type, and then choose also the direction. Then we can continue with our sorry, we have a problem here. We could have, let me just say undo and then start routine. I'll pick this pipe take off, and then the direction will be this direction. Then it looks huge. Yes, I think that's the problem with this. It looks huge. Let's select it and then open its settings. What I want under the connection, I want to change the length to be just 50 or maybe 25, because clearly we don't need, just put it 25 there. And then I can find a bend of the same system, which is this. Let's pick this point, and then the directions will be up, right? So that you can start routing again and try to connect this system. I don't know why it wants to. Okay, I cannot select here. go. All the way to there. I don't then connect it there. See, there's a problem. Clearly this is not what I wanted. This is clearly not what I wanted. So what I need to do is to select both this and delete. I'll also delete this one. Let's just get rid of everything. Okay, let me pick a bend first here, draw it that way, and then I'll have a straight pipe, right? Then from this straight pipe, that's when I can connect these two, but I can reduce it a bit. Let's open its settings and reduce the height to be 4 meters. I don't know why it's not changing the height, the length. Make it 3 meters. It's not changing, so let's just get rid of this. I don't know what's the problem there. Pick this one. All right, so let's try to connect this pipe now with that supply. I have to be careful because the walls, I don't know exactly where they are connected, so I'm going to bring back my walls, which is this layer, structural bearing. Okay, so let's start routine. And then we're going to connect it to, I could say, let's go up first and click there, then change this to this, yeah, and then click on that. Cannot connect due to inconsistency because this is made up of I think the outlets dimensions or are bigger than what we have here. So if I hit OK, let's just finish. I'll show you why I'm saying this. So if you click this element and then open the settings, you would see under it's 19 the diameter instead of 17. I could have set this before, so both are supposed to be 17. Then hit end in order for it to connect perfectly. So I could select and delete this one and try reconnect, reroute. I'll say start the routing, start from this, then go all the way to there, and then finish it off there. Didn't change the system. Start routing, pick this point, let's change this to be there, click this one, and then finish it off there. Perfect. That's the cold water supply to the geyser. Let's do straightforward for the hot water. Start routing. I'll pick this pipe, then choose the jointing option, then we go up, right? Then I can just say up to 0. Okay, I can just say finish if it gives me a headache. Then I can stretch the height of this somewhere there, so that if I start routing of this there, let's change this to hot water, then click it that. I can make it straight, it depends what I want. I'll make it straight this way or just connect it. Okay, so but we have a little bit of an issue here because it's getting straight to the wall, but it has to flush. It's something that we can quickly change. But anyway, for the sake of this demonstration, let me just leave it there. and connect the supply. Now let's connect the main supply. So what I need to do is to start from here and then go all the way to there. I'll start routine and then pick this. Let's choose the connection type, and then also it's important to check the direction, right? And then I can just come here somewhere there, and then I can go up to align with this. Let's just zoom in and see. I'll just rotate so that I can see. Oh, sorry. Yes. All right, it didn't work. But anyway, I can do it manually. Like I said, if you want to navigate an orbit nicely, smoothly, you have to select one element in your 3D window. So I can see, ungroup this one, select this line, maybe reduce the height a bit, so that when, I don't know why. All right, let's connect it there, so that when I run a routine from here to there, it becomes successful. Okay, so we have now a complete system, guys. I can just select my wall, right click, layers, and then hide. Okay, perfect. So that's basically how you carry out the entire system in ArchiCAD using MAP tools. What I wanted to emphasize more is the elements, the components of the system. So it's better to do them separately, and by default the MAP system of ArchiCAD doesn't really have high quality elements. So that's why I created some of the parts for you. So not everything in this folder, in this library, I will give you, is still work in progress. So I will just share with you the ones that I've used in this file. So check the link on the description and get those elements. We came to the end of our video. This is the last section. What I want to do is to add more details to my system. If you look at the connection point to the shower, we have both hot and cold water supply. So what I need to do is to select this and add a stop valve for both the system, because we want a situation whereby if there is a leakage, we can just close off the shower and then not affecting the entire system for other parts of the bathroom. So what I need to do is to select this line or this pipe, and then I'll hit delete. What I need to do, I can take the point and stretch it all the way to somewhere here, and what I need to do is to activate the pipe fitting tools, and here open its settings. I'm looking for the vertical ball valve that has 2 points. I'll select this and then hit OK, then place it somewhere there. Perfect. So if you check, we have now a point. So I'll pick parameters of this tool of this pipe and then continue with this all the way to there. So I can zoom in there and select this pipe, pick one of the points, and there we go. Perfect. I'll do the same for hot water. Delete that, stretch this pipe all the way to here, and then I can just pick parameters of this valve component, place it there, and pick parameters of this pipe, and just orbit and click on the valve. What happened? It's not showing. Okay, it seems they're pipe on top of each other. Right, let's undo and then fix it. We can do it from both ways. Either I can start it from let's pick pipe, start it from this and then stretch all the way to there. Okay, so this I can actually change if I want to something like if you open the settings, you could also find we have something like this one and switch it off. So both ways is still fine, but for this one we will need to rotate. Let's rotate it 180. Same applies to this 180. I don't know why it's not in the same place. Let's pick this point, activate drag. I'll just drag it there. Same applies to this one. Let's identify the point and dock it there. Perfect. So you have choice of adding whatever stop valves you want. We have another one here where I want, like, I'll just pick this pipe, or come here and pick the pipe takeoff tool, then select one of the edge, one of this pipe. It's not showing. You should. Okay, I see. You cannot add another another transition pipe on another one, so I'll have to let's delete this one. Sorry about that. Then I'm going to stretch that one there, maybe down to somewhere there. I can all over select this and join with that one. If it's not joining, one can run a routine from there to there. Perfect. So that I can now pick the pipe takeoff tool and then select this, choose the direction of the viewing. I will have to go this side. Let's open the settings of this, set the length to 50 or even 25, because I just want to place the pressure gauge for the geyser there. So I can now go back to the pipe fittings, open settings, and let's find it has to be under equipment. So if you go here under equipments, open settings, you would find we have this pressure gauge. Select it. What's wrong? It's not showing. Maybe it's missing some library parts, but it's fine. I can fix it later if I need to. So we also have this pipe. I can select it, and I cannot adjust the length because it's connected within the system, so I have to delete. Let's just delete it and pick another pipe, place it there, or maybe let's pick this one. Right, place it here, stretch it all the way to there. What I want is to add another stop cock or stop valve there. I can use a different type. Which one? Okay, let's go for this. There we go. Then I can continue up. Then let's select this point, orbit a bit to see the point of where you are connecting. So I can pick this one and then dock it underneath. Perfect. So the entire system is complete now. So that's how you complete the MAP using ArchiCAD. So let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll be waiting for every single comment to respond in that. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.